What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the stream. Sorry I'm running 2 minutes late. my camera was going in and out. It's raining here, and I go off cell phone signal, so I hurried and restarted my phone, and hopes that. Oh my goodness, I've gotten that tar on my face. We retarred my roof today, and we've discovered that we've been getting into the tar, getting the chair from inside. So anyway, I had to hurry and do a restart on my phone because my signal kept going in and out. It seems to be stable at the moment, so hopefully it'll stay like that. Anyway, welcome to the stream. I'm Kane. This is Noodle, who is being very cantankerous tonight. He's lively. And I'll go ahead and throw out my disclaimer that, anybody that asks me anything throughout the stream, I'm just giving my best guess, and I'm not an expert, so always do your own research. And yeah, so anyway, with that, say hey to Crypt Keeper. Appreciate you coming in, buddy, and dropping some links. Of course, hey to my wife, who's always in the stream. And today is the 5th stream, so I can't believe that it's already went by that quick. I did not think that we'd already done that many streams. But when I was setting up this one today, I noticed that, and I was pretty surprised. So that's awesome. To be honest, right now, I don't feel like the streams are really drawing in that many viewers. It's right now they're my worst performing videos, that's for sure. But I'm just hoping that maybe if I stick to it over time, that it'll start building up. I don't plan on stopping, and I don't think that switching to every other week is going to help or hurt in any way. So might as well just stick to what I'm doing. And yeah, hopefully we can just continue to grow and build a little community. In the future, I haven't decided yet. I kind of just like the random, whoever can come in comes in stream, and we can talk about whatever we want. But maybe in the future we can do some topics and bring in some guests and different things. If you notice, the 210 gallon behind me has got a lot of bubbles in it. The water is just a little low, so when it does that, it'll spray a lot of bubbles out of the intake. And I cranked up the filters the other day because they were getting a little stopped up, so I turned them up so they could empty out a little bit. But pay no mind to it. Nothing's wrong with the tank. It's still fine. All the fish are fine. It's just at full throttle at the moment. I think, well, Noodle seems to be being pretty good at the moment. We'll see. I feel like he's going to be a little bit wild tonight because I opened up his tub and he just used the bathroom. So I figured he was pretty relieved and energetic. Honey, as soon as I opened up the stream, I looked and I had black marks down my face. I don't know where we've gotten into this tar.
I think I put something outside that.
Must have drug it in. It's got to be on this chair somewhere. So I'm not a fancy streamer. I don't have a really super fancy chair, which I do plan on getting something a little nicer, but it's just a regular old lawn chair that we keep outside. We just had our whole roof tarred over the weekend, and that crap is everywhere. So, Crip says there's 2 other streams on at this time, so that could be contributing to the flow here. Yeah, I know it's impossible to try to pick the best time for the person streaming and to avoid a stream. There's so many streams, it's ridiculous. So unfortunately, I'm sure that's a problem we're just going to have to deal with throughout time. But hey, you know what it is, what it is. Crip says, I hate playing with tar, always a mess. It is. Honestly, I can't complain because I paid somebody to do my roof. So it wasn't like I had to do it. But that stuff definitely is, once you get it on you, it's not fun to get off, and it gets everywhere. But well, one thing that's come to fruition since last week is we got our new logo in. I'm loving that thing. I think it turned out really good. So as for the guy, was it, I think David Hayde Smith, I think that was his name. If it's not, I apologize. But I think he did a great job. I actually I went through like 3 different iterations of the logo with him. So just being straight out, the first one that he showed me, I didn't really like. It was not really what I had envisioned, and there was a few things I picked at. And I figured that, you know, with the way he did it, I paid him half up front and then half when it got done. So I figured since I didn't like the first one, that he would just, you know, he'd be like, well, this is what I got. So, but he basically was very enthusiastic about wanting to try again. And, well, I don't want to say begged, but more or less, he really wanted to try to make another one. So I was like, all right. I was like, if you're willing to try again, I was like, I'm fine with that. So he made me another one, to which I was mostly happy with. And then I said, look, I'm pretty happy with this one. I've got 2 little things here. If you'll change these 2 things, then I'll throw you a tip, and I'm good with it. And he did. And he made me 2 different versions of it, and he made me a JPEG. So I was really happy with it. I don't know about. He does a little bit of everything. He does banners, logos, business cards, intros. I don't know if I'll go that far with him, but I think here in a week or 2, I may commission him again to do a banner for the channel. So you never know. The guy has a don't give up attitude, and he's very reasonably priced, so you can't complain about that. Hey, Silver Creek, welcome to the stream, man. Thanks for coming in. He said, should have some more coming in. I think it's only 2 running now. Warrior just ended his. Okay, sweet. Hey, if there's 1 or there's 100, we'll stream on. Crip says he loves my new logo. I appreciate that, buddy. I think I liked my logo. You know, for some guy that's never done any editing, I thought it was okay, but it just had a flat, bland look to it. And you could definitely tell a difference between my work and his work. I was okay with my work, but his definitely has a little more of a professional touch to it. So, Rocket, quit it. My dog after my water. Honey, you'll have to get him. I got Noodle right now. Yeah, we're going to try to not let the dog and the snake get around each other too much, because the dog is like jumbo rat size. But another update. So if you was in the last live stream, you might have heard me talking about the 20 tall, or 20 tall, they are 20 talls, but the 20 gallon rack that I had posted for sale, and the lady dropped off, and I couldn't, you know, get in touch with her. So finally, she got back in touch with me, and let's just say, for not going too far into it, she got in some legal issues and wasn't available for a few days. You can use your imagination. But she got back in touch with me and let me know that she still wanted to get it and this and that. And she said that, you know, due to her new legal issues and happen to come up with some new finances, that it may take an extra week or 2. But she's going to go ahead and move forward, just going ahead and giving me some payments. And so I'm going to try to work with her, because she's already paid me some down. And, you know, I don't just want to bail on her. You know, I've run into some legal issues myself in the past, and I know how that can be. It is expensive and stressful. So, but the good news is she's back in touch with me, and she still wants the rack. So it's a little bit delayed, you know, on getting some other projects going, unfortunately. But at least that's back in the works, and nothing bad happened to her. So, or nothing, you know, health-wise. Crip says my logo is awful. It took a picture of a 75 gallon and layered like 3 filters in it to make it look hand-drawn, and added basic text. Hey, man, I think it looks good. I had no experience of doing stuff like this at all. So when I got into making mine, which that was the first thing, I think everybody does that when they create a channel. First thing they want to do is, I want to make a logo and a brand, which really is the last thing you should worry about, but it's exciting, so whatever. That was the first thing I edited, was my logo, and I literally sit there for like 2.5 hours making that little simple logo. Like, I poured my heart and soul into it. So it can be a job. Silver Creek says my logo is one of my mollies I drew by hand. Ain't it obvious? Hey, I like your logo though. I think there's a lot to be said for a logo that doesn't have too much going on, because you'll remember it. It'll stand out to you. Um, One thing, still has a little bit going on, but having that white space in the middle, I feel like makes it stand out more. Um, but I know my one before, it didn't really stand out. I don't feel like yours, Silver Creek. I feel like it does stand out. I could spot your logo out of the lineup. So, Silver Creek says, "Yep, I wanted it easy if I ever had to pay to print it." Yeah, that's not a bad idea either. That's one thing I'd like to get into as well. Is speaking of printing, I'd like to get some stickers made and do the whole sticker swap thing with everybody. I don't know. I know with fish tanks, a lot of people swap stickers with all the different channels, and they'll put them like along the trims of their racks. With snake keepers and reptile keepers, a lot of people will just put all the stickers on their incubator lid. But either way, it's pretty cool to get one from everybody and, swap around, and it'd be cool to see my own logo on a sticker. Of course, I'll have to stick one like on my truck and on my phone and everywhere else, hand some out. And I've considered making some business cards myself. Not that my channel is that big or I have that much to offer, but I think it'd be pretty cool to get a business card with like a QR code on it. So all somebody has to do is scan it and it goes straight to my YouTube. Really, that's my main concern. Maybe when I have more reptiles for sale, I'll have my Morph Market link on there as well. But for now, the only place I'm really trying to point people towards is my YouTube. Actually, it's funny. I got this. I'm sure y'all have probably seen it because y'all are some of my main people here. But I've got a short of my wife surprising her with the dog for Christmas, and it's done pretty good, which I kind of suspected because lady being surprised with a little dog, who doesn't love that? But it's like 4,000 and something views on YouTube, which is great. But on Instagram, it's like over 20,000 views. And my wife's always like, look how many views it has on Instagram. And I'm always like, I don't care about Instagram. It could be 1 million views on Instagram. I'd be like, that's cool. I wish it was that many on YouTube, though. Let's see. Let me get back up with the chat here. Silver Creek says stickers. Yes, been thinking of getting my wife a circuit for other labels, etc. A what, honey? No, that's what it said. Creek cut? I don't know. East Tennessee reading here. Crib Keeper says, I've got a pile of stickers begging to be stuck, waiting until I get some trim done from around the rack first. Heck yeah, that's awesome. Stickers are cool. I don't know what it is. No matter how old you get, stickers are just cool. Silver Creek says business cards get used to write down somebody else's number on the back. I've made so many business cards from car sales. Yeah, it's true. Anytime somebody hands me a business card for their actual like business, like where I work in construction, a lot of people ask me, do you have a business card? Here, take my business card. And just being honest, most of the time that goes straight in the trash. They are kind of obsolete. The only thing that I think it would be good for, if as far as the YouTube standpoint goes, is it's easy for somebody to scan it. If you have to tell somebody to look you up, open the app, type you in, they don't type it in right, or you're a small channel so don't show up, while you go through all that, they just don't even want to deal with it. If you can just pull out a card and say, here, scan this with your phone, even if they throw it away afterwards, it served its purpose in my book. That's what I was thinking. I've also thought, which I'm nowhere near that, but I thought if I ever make it big enough to do merch, like if I get t-shirts and stuff, I'll put my QR code like on the sleeve of the shirt. That way, anytime somebody sees the shirt, they can just scan the QR code. I think that'd be a really cool idea. I had that idea, and I'm not saying I come up with it, but I hadn't heard anybody say anything about it. I'm sure, obviously, people probably already done that because it's an obvious idea. But after I thought of it, I heard of a few YouTubers saying that, and I was like, But I think that's kind of the car scenario, kind of like when you get a car, you'll notice that same car everywhere. So that's probably why. Crib Keeper says, going to be using corrugated plastic and magnets for the trim. Oh, that'll be sweet. Silver Creek still trying to help me out. Oh, I see down below it says said like cricket. Creek. Yeah, that's what my wife said, so she was right. You should always listen to your old lady. They probably know better. Let's see. Silver Creek says if they put it in their wallet, you're good. But if it goes in a pocket, it's trash. That's true. Oh, gosh. Yeah, business cards. That's one of those obsolete things. But like I said, I think, you know, as far as the QR code goes, it might work out. It'll still end up in the trash. But hey, Crypt Keeper says, my mom says cry cut. See, I don't even know what you guys are talking about, but I'm not up to date on stuff like that.
Like shirts and stuff like that.
Oh, was it like one of them where they? Okay, well, my wife apparently knows what it is. I do not, because I'm just a simple man. I know, speaking of things of that nature, one thing I really want to get is a label maker. Me and Michelle's talked about that quite a bit, especially where I'm starting to get all these different snakes and stuff, and hopefully be having some babies coming up soon. It'd be nice to have a label maker just so I can print something off, or not print, so to speak, but and put it on everything. And I think it'd be cool. I've seen a lot of fish rooms do that too, where they label every single one of their fish. Some go as far, like Jadron Aquatics. I know he goes as far as putting a picture of the fish with it too, which is, I'm too lazy to ever go that far with it. But that is a pretty cool idea. I told you Noodle's going to be restless tonight. I could just tell. He's just in that mood, which actually I think is better, because funny enough, last stream he was super chill and he just laid on my neck the whole time, and I noticed my neck was sore afterwards. So I think dealing with him and moving around a bunch actually ends up better in the long run. Crypt Keeper says it cuts out vinyl sheets with your design. Some use on cups, shirts, and stuff. Okay. Yeah, my aunts, they do a lot of like the cups and stickers and shirts. So I'm sure that's probably what they're using. Hey, learn something new every day. But yeah, I think that's mostly up to date on everything that's been going on. So we got the new logo. I got in touch with the lady that's supposed to be buying our rack, and that's back on again. What was the other thing I said? Oh, well. Anyway, oh yeah, the projects for building another tank and building more enclosures is kind of cut off for the moment until I get the funds from this one. Work's been a little slow as well, so right now we're just trying to focus on the main bills and not on animals. Let's see. Crypt Keeper says, my sister is cutting me a YouTube Play logo with my handle, putting it on front of an aquarium. Oh, that'll be sweet. You definitely have to show that off in one of the videos. But yeah, other than that, there just ain't been a lot going on here. It's just been kind of slow and steady. Just going through the maintenance and the regular stuff, cleaning snakes, cleaning rats, keeping up the tanks, feeding all the animals. Just kind of been a slow, steady grind. That's why I haven't really been putting out much material video wise. I was really banking on getting this rack sold so that I could start changing out to my other aquariums. That was, especially because I feel like I've been really putting out a lot of the reptile content, and it's not because I like reptiles more. I even had somebody ask me off the channel, just in personal messages, if I was going to quit with fish and just start keeping reptiles. And it's definitely not my goal. We're cutting down on the tanks because we think we can get more enjoyment out of 5 to 10 than 20 to 25. So, you know, that is a thing. But as far as like quitting with fish, definitely not. I think I'll keep a tank until I die. It just, I think a lot of it too is right now, you know, I'm kind of established with the fish where I've kept them longer. And so there's not a lot of new, exciting stuff to make videos about. Whereas the reptiles, I haven't been keeping as long. So it's easy to just keep making videos, you know, about all the reptile stuff. That's why I was really looking forward to selling this rack and so I could get some aquatic material out about building the the new racks and getting all the new fish setups. So I'm really bummed that that's taking longer than it's supposed to be. But you know, let's see. Crypt Keeper says, "Is that a sunburst platy that I see behind you?" No. So actually, let's see. I can turn my camera here with the disclaimer. Like I said, it's a lot. But see the bubbles shooting out the intake, just because the water's a little low. Thank goodness this thing's acrylic, because the water just gets a little low and it sucks straight in air. If it didn't have a solid top, you could never keep that thing running right. Let's see. I'm trying to mess with the camera here again. But anyway, back to what the question was. Those are the pineapple swordtails. So, and I think they have a little. I don't think they're pure pineapple. I think they got a little something else mixed in with them. Swordtail, but yeah, that's the main origin of them, which they do have a similar look to the sunburst. Silver Creek says, "I know your type. You're an adamant like me. You love all the animals, and we're forged to take care of them." Yeah, that's it, man. I love them all. I can't just stick to one. If money wasn't an issue, and well, I should say if money and time wasn't an issue, I would have more variety. You know, once I get moved and we get our property done, which that's a whole can of worms in itself, so don't even get me started on that. But once we get everything straightened out on our property and start building on our house, you know, I want to start getting some of the farm animals and just like I said, a little bit of everything. I just like the variety. I like all the animals, all the fish, all the reptiles, even the tarantulas. Which is funny because I never ever saw myself as being this person whatsoever. I mean, I've always had a heart for animals, but I never thought I would be a keeper to where I keep all kinds of stuff. That's kind of how I landed on my name, Keeper Kane, because I'm not really an aquatic guy or a reptile guy or a tarantula guy. I kind of keep everything. So, but you know, that makes it fun, and it's a lot more stuff to study and learn about and keep my attention. I think that's part of it too. I know when I first got into aquatics, I power listened to so many live streams and so much stuff. Like whether you like aquatic marine, sorry, aquatic. I love aquatic marine. That's my local store. I always get their name mixed up with aquarium co-op. Whether you like aquarium co-op or not, I personally do, and I don't agree with everything anybody says. Like, there's no one person that I think everything they say is right. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that. I don't think that Corey is the end all be all. I think there's some things of his I disagree with. Just one example being the whole sand thing. He's really against sand. And I can see some more advantages to gravel than sand, but I don't think it's as detrimental as he lets on. But we won't go into all that. But either way, I really like Corey and I like Aquarium Co-op. And I have to say, of all the hobbies that I've been part of, I've probably learned more aquatic-based stuff from Corey than any other channel with any other hobby there is. I've watched or listened to, because I listen to it at work, every single live stream he's ever put out. And there's quite a bit. So, and I wasn't there from the beginning. So, you know, it took a long time to listen to all that stuff. I listened to all of his and all of the what is it? It's Randy's podcast, the Aquarius podcast. I've listened to all his too, and I just took in so much information. Well, there's only so much you can watch and listen to, and you know, so I kind of felt like I don't think I know everything about fish by no means, but I kind of hit my cap limit on that. I think that's when I started moving into reptiles. Let's see. Blabbering on here. Let me get back to the comments. Silver Creek says, "For every animal of the forest is mine. Beasts by the thousands of mountains. I know every bird of the heavens. The creatures of the field belong to me." Psalms 50, 10, 11. I like that. That's cool. I'm going to try to remember that and use that, because I get in the debate sometimes with people, because people are like, well, snakes are evil. And I don't necessarily think they're evil. Not that I want to turn the whole podcast into a religious spill, but nonetheless, it's no secret. If you watch my channel, you know it's a Christian channel, and I'm not ashamed of the gospel here. So I've always had the debate with people because I think that God loves, like snakes and reptiles just as much as he does the other animals, because he created them before the curse ever even happened. So they were here before the curse. It's not like they're a product of the curse. And people say, well, the snake is cursed. Well, you know who else is cursed? Man. We're cursed, and he loves us more than anybody. And like you said, he cares, or he knows every sparrow and visits every sparrow's death. I think that's how it's said, something of that nature. And so, he loves every creature. I think he loves a snake just as much. I don't think they're evil. I think anything can be made evil, but look at this guy. I sit here and wrangle him every week, and you don't see him over here just attacking me. But yeah, I like that. I'm going to try to remember that one. Psalms 50, 10 through 11, because it does say all the beasts, which is animals, if people don't know. Yes, Silver Creek says, do you know a fatherfish? I do know a fatherfish with the deep sand bed method. It's been a while since I've seen some of his videos. But yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. What's going on, Monica, or Dave and Monica, or whichever one of you it is? Thank you for joining the stream. Crypt Keeper says, I've learned that everyone has their opinions and not all of them are valid for every situation. Even my own opinion and ways of doing things are different depending on the tank in particular. That is true. Like I said, I don't consider anybody the end all be all. Everybody's wrong about something. No man is right about everything. If we want to tie back to the Bible again, it says, let every man be a liar. But, just in practical talking, I agree with you. Like you said, you don't even think you're right about everything. I'm the same way. Being, not that I'm some big YouTube channel or nothing, I'm just a small time YouTube channel, but being in a YouTube channel, being in the reptile community, being the president of the aquarium club, and being in all these different outlets and constantly selling stuff on Facebook, I have so many people that text me and ask me questions and ask me advice. And, sometimes I have to just give them my best opinion. And I always follow that by just because I say that's true, don't let that be, your definitive answer. Do your research and, check the opposite of what I say. I just always tell people this is what's worked for me through my trial and error. It doesn't mean it's necessarily the right thing, but it's what's worked for me. Because like you said, even I could be wrong. And I feel like I got a pretty good grasp. See, Silver Creek says, we're told to watch over all the beasts of the field, the fowl of the air, and all the wriggling things of the ground. See, Silver Creek knows the word better than I do. I follow the word and believe the word, but I am terrible at memorizing stuff. I wish I could be one of those guys that just rattles off all these scriptures, but my brain, I think I've abused it too much in the past, to be honest. I shouldn't say that. But nonetheless, I've never been good at memorizing stuff like that. And I've read the Bible cover to cover 3 times, but it's a big book and it's hard to memorize. Oh, she says this is Monica. Hey, Monica, thanks for coming in. Happy late birthday again. Silver Creek says, sorry, the creeping things that creepeth on the earth. That means snakes and other creepy crawlies. That's true. That's why I said God created them before the curse. So, obviously he put them here because he thought of them and because he thought they were a good thing. Yeah, the snake in the garden, whether that been, what's the word I'm looking for here? Whether that was just symbolism or a physical snake, either way, it may have just been symbolism. But at the same time, even if it was a snake and the snake got cursed, we got cursed too because we tried to be God. And he loves us and died for us. So I'm sure he still loves the snake as well. And there was things in the Bible that the snake was used for. God turned Moses' rod into a snake. God also put the snake on a rod for people to look at to be healed when they got bit by a venomous snake. God does not use evil things to represent good things. So I don't think there's anything wrong with them. Another example I give people non-biblical is, I say, when you tell somebody you have a pet snake in your house or a pet reptile, they automatically are like, they think you're weird or this or that, I was like, but what if I was a successful guy and I owned a zoo? you know, and they think it's evil and all that. I was like, if I owned a zoo and in my zoo there was a snake and a tarantula, would you think I was evil then? No, probably not, because it's in a professional setting. You only think it's evil because it's in my house. So I could go on about stuff like that all night. But nonetheless, I don't think there's anything wrong with them. If I did, trust me, I wouldn't risk my faith on it. I'd give up a lot more than a pet snake to be a Christian. But I love my little noodle here. Mom 3 says, I only have dogs and cats, no reptiles, so no questions, but I enjoy your show. Well, thank you. Hey, there's nothing wrong with dogs and cats either. We have we now have a little dog, a little min pin, and we have a outdoor cat that showed up and never left that we named Spotty. So I like them as well. I don't know. I enjoy all the animals. Like I said, I'd like to get into the farm animals too. Crypt Keeper says, how is the puppy doing? The puppy is doing great. He's a great handful. That's what he is. No, he's sweet. He's asleep right now in my wife's lap, which is awesome. But he's either wide open or fully down asleep. There's no in between for that dog. He's a sight. He's fearless. Gosh, he's all of this big, and he thinks he's invincible. He'll jump the longest distances and fall off of stuff, and he scares me all the time. But he's a loving dog. One thing I like about him is he loves everybody. Every single stranger that shows up, he just wants to love them to death, and he acts like it's some owner that he hasn't seen for 20 years. Be a complete stranger, and he does it to everybody. So that's always a good thing, because I've had a dog in the past that did not like people. I mean, she liked me, but she didn't like people. So it's nice to have one that does. I'll just be glad when a couple of these puppy years get out of the way and he calms down a little bit, because he is a handful. So coming up on the half-hour mark here, as always, I throw out there that I'm going to try to keep it at the hour mark. And yeah, so me and my wife was talking about maybe doing a giveaway. I don't know what goal I want to set here. I'm thinking 500 subscribers, which sounds like a long ways away, but I feel like my channel's been picking up steam, and maybe it might not be that far. But I don't know what I want to give away yet. I want it to be something cool. I thought about maybe giving away one of our hatchling snakes, one of our baby snakes. Now, of course, that would be counting the chickens before they hatch, because I can't say that we'll have babies, but I'm pretty sure out of the 3 pairings and seeing all of them lock up that I'm going to have some. But then it goes in my head that, you know, well, what if somebody can't keep a snake, or they're not ready for that responsibility? But if not, I don't know what I want to give away. Not meaning anything to the channels that do, and I don't take this wrong by any means, to, you know, if anybody that watches the stream has done this, but I know when I've been on a channel and they do a giveaway, and the giveaway is like stickers and a shirt, you're always like, oh man, you know. So I don't necessarily want to do that for my giveaway. I might still, if I have stickers by then, I might throw some in with whatever I give away. But I don't want that to be the whole of the giveaway. But I think I should do one. I see other channels do it, and it's pretty exciting. And like I said, I want to give away in Fish Fam Christmas, and that was super exciting. So I'd like to give back and let somebody win something off of my channel, and as a thanks to the community for all the subscribers and things, because we're up to 285 subscribers now, which is awesome. Because when I created my channel, my original goal was to get at least 100 subscribers. I told Michelle that if I could get at least 100 subscribers, that I felt like this wasn't a waste of my time, and that you know, I built some kind of a small community, whatever it be, that whenever I get ready to sell snakes and different things, or I doubt I'll ever be shipping fish, but you know, there's a lot of locals on my channel that come get fish when I have them available. But I felt like that would be enough, that it would be worth it for advertisement and for the enjoyment. Let's see. Crypt Keeper says, what is the most difficult aspect of snake keeping hobby for you? The most difficult aspect I think we did cover some things like that in our original stream. I think one of the things that John Select Pet had brought up was mites. Mites are really annoying, which I did come up with a solution to that because we had a hard time fighting them. But we got rid of all of them. And I won't lie, we ended up getting them again. I don't know if somebody carried them in my house or what, because I sell a lot of rodents. And a lot of people come in my house. And I almost want to be like, nobody can come in the house no more, which I shouldn't be that way. But, you know, I thought to myself, people go to reptile expos and they take all their snakes to expos and there's all those strangers there. And usually they do preventative treatments. And if the big guys can do that and keep up with it, then I'm going to have to learn to deal with people coming in and out of my house. But nonetheless, that method, treated them with it again, they went right away. Other than that, I think snakes are really easy. Honestly, the snakes to me are the easiest thing to keep up with by far. You got to keep up with their humidity, so sometimes you spray their tank down a little bit. Me, where I have all these aquariums in my house and I keep them in a PVC rack, I don't hardly ever have to spray. The humidity stays what it needs to be. I feed my adults once every 2 weeks, which is nothing when you're dealing with some animals that eat twice a day. The overall demeanor of them is pretty chill. I mean, they use the bathroom, but it's not that often. I think they're just super easy. See, I got a few more comments here. Catch up with these. Silver Creek says, I'd be thrilled to have a Keeper Cane sticker. Buddy, when I get some, I will definitely send you some. You just let me know. Hopefully soon. Chelsea says, love the snakes. Thank you, Chelsea. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming. Yeah, this is my guy Noodle right here. This is my favorite snake. He was my first ball python. So he starts all my live streams with me, or he's on all my live streams with me. And he's at the beginning of all of my videos. He's my mascot. This is really his channel. I'm just here for fun. Crypt Keeper says, I think a snake baby would be a good giveaway. Can you recommend a proper size enclosure for the type you'd be giving away so we are all prepared? Yeah, that would be a good idea for a video anyway. Maybe I just need to go ahead and lock that in, that we're going to be doing a giveaway when I hit 500 subs, and it'll be one of the baby snakes. And then I'll do a full video on which I don't really like to do care videos because I don't feel like I've earned the rights to do care videos. I know that sounds silly because some people will start their channel and do a care video for the first one, but I almost feel like you need to be on YouTube for a while to do a care video to have the credibility, I guess. But nonetheless, I think ball pythons are pretty easy, so we could definitely do that. I'll do a proper enclosure, feeding regimen, what size food you should give, because I think that's a good idea anyway. If I'm going to give away an animal, then I think it's only right to do a video on the care of it as well. So that's a good idea, Crypt Keeper. Thank you for that. Crypt Keeper says, I want a cane sticker for my rack. Definitely. Silver Creek says, same here. I have so much empty space to help represent all of my fish tubers. Yes. I would definitely get the stickers going. I think, like I said, I just think stickers are cool. I have a whole pile of stickers, not YouTube related, but just random stickers from buying things in my bedroom, and I refuse to stick them on anything because I'm always like, I gotta find the perfect spot. I don't want to waste this sticker. And what ends up happening is I just never use the sticker. But like I said, I don't know what it is. I don't care how old you get. There's just something cool about stickers, about getting stickers. Like that's one thing I miss from my childhood. Is used to you got stickers in everything you bought. You get it in cereals and card packs and toys. Now you hardly ever see stickers anywhere. I don't know why. Stickers are dope. Silver Creek says, agreed, soliciting advice is for those that are experienced enough to give it. So that's the way I feel. I definitely plan on doing care videos for things that I feel like I'm knowledgeable enough to do it in. but only once I reach a certain sub count in YouTube to where I feel like I've earned that right. I always have a hard time clicking on a channel and they've got 50 subs and they're doing a care video on chameleons or something, you know. I'm like, I don't know, which that doesn't mean anything. They might have been in the hobby for 12 years and just started YouTube, which in that case, then they would have earned the right. But I've not been in the hobby for 12 years or had a channel for 12 years. So I just feel like I don't want to hop right in and be like, let me do a bunch of care videos for everything when I don't feel like I've earned that right. But nonetheless, if we're going to give an animal away, I do think that is one that I would do it for. So I don't plan on doing care videos, but I may do one if we're going to do a giveaway. Yeah, Crypt Keeper says not having experience on YouTube doesn't mean you don't have experience with caring for animal. I say go ahead and post it up. Yeah, that is true. That's like I was saying, you may have been in the hobby for years beforehand, which I still haven't, but nonetheless, it is something I want to do in the future. And you know, that's kind of one of those, it's always something in the back of my roster. You know, years down the line when I'm running out of video ideas and I've had my channel for a long time, then I can be like, all right, it's time to open up the care part of the hobby and do videos on that. Right now, I'm just not looking to do it, but I will, which I'm pretty sure that's what I want to do. And if that's what I do, then I will do a care video on the ball python. Just since I'm giving one away, I feel like that's the only right thing to do. Silver Creek says, true, I'm more experienced with farm animals than I am with fish, though, so I definitely give out that advice. But I don't feel I have much to say in the fish world to give my advice. But I do give my opinion. See, that's me. I agree. I give my opinion about aquariums and stuff and rats and reptiles to people all the time because people keep asking me for it. But I always tell them that's just my opinion, and I'm not that experienced. I have people text me and they'll be like, "You've got so much experience in this and that," and I'm like, "No, I don't. I really don't. I don't know why you're putting me on this pedestal. I'm just a regular guy. I still learn every day. The only thing about me is I watch a butt ton of videos, but that does not make you an expert by no means. That just means you have a lot of time to listen to videos. And honestly, you'll forget just as much as you learn. But still good to do your research." Yeah, that's I think that's what I'll do. And more than likely, if I'm gonna give one away, it'll probably be one of my all white snakes, one of my lesser Mojaves, which I know a lot of people have been hitting me up about wanting one of those when I have them anyway. So, you know, I think that would be a good one to give away. Noodle, what are you doing, buddy? He's just laying his head on my finger. You know, there's a couple that if I do hit it, I'm going to hold back, which is only like one or two. So, you know, I would feel more comfortable picking the one I give away. I don't want to just say, if you win, you can pick whichever snake you want, but I'm definitely down to give away a snake. And I'm going to be having, if they lock up, if they don't produce, then we'll pick a different one. But look at this guy. He's so chill. Noodle, you're just too cool. If they don't produce, I'll pick a different one, but honestly, I have more faith in them producing than any. And my super Mojave girl just refused food, so I think she's been developing. Silver Creek says, I'm the here's what I learned and from whom type. Exactly. Chelsea said, I'm curious, how's the puppy doing? The puppy has been doing great. We was talking about him earlier. He is a handful. We named him Rocket, and I don't know if that was a mistake or just the truth because he is wide open. He's constantly running and jumping off of stuff, and to only be this big, you'd be amazed at how fast he can go. He's a super loving dog, though. He loves everybody. He loves every stranger and every person to death. He'll just attack your face as soon as he sees you. Like, he knows no stranger. So I like that about him. He's a handful. We love him though. We got a long way to go through this puppy stage, and we'll be glad to get through it. My dad, he was like, yeah, my dad, we in the work crew, we call everybody Junior. It's kind of like saying bro or dude, but whatever. I'm just throwing that out there because then you're gonna wonder why he called me Junior, because my dad's name's Chad, not Kane. But anyway, my dad was like, yeah, Junior. He's like, I think you're gonna regret this puppy decision. He's like, you got a few years of this. He's like, I had my puppies and I learned that. And he's like, I don't do puppies anymore. And he's right. It's definitely a handful, but I think we'll be glad that we got him from the start. Crypt Keeper says, do snakes get more aggressive with age or calm down with age? Or does it depend on the snake's individual personality? So it does depend on the personality. Every snake is different. You know, you want to picture something as a snake as being, you know, not having a personality, so to speak, and just being the way they are. But all animals are a little different. You can't really see it when you've got one, but when you keep multiples of the same species, you'll start picking up on traits, different traits with each one. Generally, most snakes are aggressive as a baby. So babies are really bitey, and it's not uncommon to get bit by a baby quite a few times. But as they get older, typically they calm down, and they just don't. They're more confident in their self, and they're not threatened by anybody, and so as a result, they're not aggressive towards people. But it just depends on the snake. Like Noodle here, you know, you see me just holding him around and playing with him and holding his head up. He's really chill, which I've worked with him more than the others, but he's just kind of came this way. I've got my all white snake, Sugar. She's my spicy snake. She's fiery. So she snapped at my face once, and she bit at my hand the other day. She hasn't got me yet, but it's not for lack of trying. And that's just her personality. When I get her out, she's immediately trying to run and get away from me, and she don't want to have nothing to do with me. So, which that's very uncommon for ball pythons. They're not typically like that, but it does happen. But typically, I would say that adults are a lot more calmer, and babies usually have an attitude, and that's just because they have no confidence in themselves. They're small, they have no arms and legs, and they're scared of everything. Silver Creek says, I see snakes like cats. They allow you to be around them. Yes, yes. I love animals, so I am an animal lover, but I'm not one of those my animal loves me type of guys. In my book, reptiles, I don't think they love you. I think they tolerate you. I think they just aren't afraid of you and don't see you as food. And that's basically it. That I'm not saying that you can't have a good relationship with your animal. I have a great relationship with Noodle here. I love him to death. He's a ham, and he's my favorite of all my pets. But nonetheless, I don't think Noodle loves me. I think he just tolerates me, which there's nothing wrong with that. You know, that's in his nature. But I never fully trust anything. Like I let Noodle hang around my neck and stuff. But you know, if he bit me, I wouldn't think any less of him, and I wouldn't be shocked either, because you know he's still a wild animal in the end. Same way with my Tegu. He if he bit me, it wouldn't shock me. I wouldn't think any less of him or think he was mean or anything. I would think that he's just a wild animal. Crypt Keeper says, when they bite, do they stay latched on, or is it a quick bite? So both, but typically they just release. So if they bite and let go, which is typically what they do, that is a threatened bite. Like they were scared. They're trying to scare you off or get you to leave. So they just bit you to try to scare you away. And when they do that, which is typically the only bite you'll get, it's quick. It's so quick you almost can't blink, and it really doesn't even hurt. It's kind of like getting shocked. If you ever got shocked, you know, it doesn't really hurt to get shocked. It just scares you. That's kind of how it is getting bit by a snake. It don't really hurt that much. The things that happens to my hands doing construction hurts way worse than any snake bite I ever had. But if they did latch down on you, that would be a food response, which isn't very common, but it can happen. And that's in the case that they think you're food. That's the only time they would latch on and hold on, because then they were trying to eat you. And that could happen from if you were handling rats or anything like that, or if some people unthaw frozen rats in the same room. And so you open the drawer, they smell the rat, and they see your heat signature. So they bite first and ask questions later. But as long as you're careful and do your due diligence, that's not really a big issue. You know, I always tell people anything can bite, but you know, will they? Probably not most of the time. But at the same time, I kind of feel like if you deal with them enough, you're going to get bit. It's just kind of part of it, you know, kind of like if you work with a hammer every day, you're probably going to smack yourself in the hand with a hammer. Does that mean you should never touch a hammer and be scared of one? No, that's an essential tool to life. But it's probably going to happen, you know. Same way with snakes. If you handle them enough, you're probably going to get bit. But honestly, it's not that big of a deal, and it's more scary than it is harmful or painful. Which I've always been pretty confident with snakes, catching them growing up in the country and stuff. But I was a little intimidated when I first started keeping them as an adult, and then the first time I got bit, I was like, well, that wasn't a big deal, and it was by an adult, full-grown size female ball python. So, you know, it was enough for me to know what it felt like, and it really wasn't that bad. Within like a minute or two, you couldn't even tell it bit me once the blood dried up. It's like getting a pinprick. But this is, of course, me referring to ball pythons. There's different snakes with different temperaments and different teeth sizes. So, you know, do your research and know your risks. That's like a tree, or was it emerald tree pythons? Those things got some wicked teeth. You get bit by one of them, it is not a pinprick, and it does hurt. So, you know, it just depends on what you're keeping. Dang, time has flown by. I have gotten used to doing this live stream. I guess I just don't feel awkward anymore, so I get to John and the time just rolls. So we're up to 52 minutes. We got about another 8 minutes here, and then I'm gonna call it for the night. So if you got any last minute questions, any lurkers in the background, you want to get your question or say hey, feel free to do so.
It's 8:55. That's 5 minutes.
No, honey, I started. It's been live for 53 minutes. It tells me on my phone how long I've been live. So I got 7 minutes left now. Remember, I started 2 minutes late. But anyway, yeah, I'm telling you, I love the snakes. They're my favorite. Definitely my favorite. Pet. Silver Creek says, "Did my comment get deleted?" Huh, I don't think so, Silver Creek. Honey, did you delete any comments?
I'm not a mod. No, I didn't.
Yo, you're a mod on every stream. I don't have to do it every time.
No, I didn't.
No, your comments should be here, Silver Creek. Unless it just didn't go through. Because the only mods in the stream right now is my wife and Crypt Keeper. So it should be in here. You know, which you already know how YouTube is. If you use any certain words, sometimes they automatically block the comments. But yeah, no, I didn't. I don't even have the ability to delete comments. Crypt Keeper says that went quick. Crypt Keeper says last comment I saw yours was about cats. Yeah, same here. Oh, Silver Creek says about the anaconda. Yeah, no, I didn't see anything about the anaconda. See, Chelsea says, what time do snakes usually eat? So I feed on Tuesdays. The reason behind that is because you're not supposed to handle the snakes for a couple of days, at least 48 hours after you feed them, because they could regurgitate it up. And when they do, it's really hard on their body. And then they're not supposed to eat for another week or two. So usually what I'll do is I'll feed on a Tuesday, usually just when I get home from work in the evenings. So around 7 or 8 o'clock. And I do it on a Tuesday. That way they'll be freed up by the weekend time. And the way I've been doing right now is, since I feed every 2 weeks, For adults. For babies, you want to feed every week, but for adults, I feed once every 2 weeks. So, excuse me, I will feed on a Tuesday, and then that next Tuesday I pair them up, and then the next Tuesday I feed, and I do that back and forth, so they're always free on the weekends. But yeah, that's a good question though. Mom of Three says David is the lurker. He said, "Don't count on your snakes before they are hatched." Exactly. Can't count your chickens or your snakes before they hatch. That is true. I'm hoping with 3 pairings, I'm at least guaranteed son, but you're never guaranteed anything. Silver Creek says the fang. I don't know, bud. Silver Creek, what fang? Did you have any absent words show at the end? Says no, nothing absent at all. Says fang anaconda got bit. I don't know. You can always repost it, and you know, if it comes through, which I always say as long as it's family friendly, but I don't think I have to specify that with you, Silver Creek. Oh, I think I'm making out what you're saying here. Your buddy had an anaconda and it bit, and the tooth got lodged in the person. If that's the case, then man, that would be pretty rough. I know that is one thing about when you get bit by a snake, which I can't say for an anaconda. I don't know their tooth size or whatever. But I know they always say don't jerk your hand back, because if you do, you could break their tooth off, and that could be rough on them. So, I mean, that's a hard reaction to conquer, to be bit, not jerk back. But that is the practice you got to get used to, especially when you get to where you're having babies. You're probably going to get bit. But if baby bite is literally like nothing, it's like nothing. I mean, if an adult bite don't hurt, then a baby bite's nothing. Let's see. He said yes. I don't know why it wasn't letting me type it. I don't know. That's weird. Huh. I don't have any automatic blocks on here. Oh. Did the word fang autocorrect with a G as the first letter? That could be why it didn't show. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they thought you were making a gay reference. Maybe they thought that was the offensive word. You know what I'm saying? Because YouTube will definitely block some comments if they feel the need to. I've seen that in streams before. But yeah, Noodle, you're pretty cool tonight, buddy. Look at him. This right here is why I like ball pythons though, because they are pretty chill. Even though he's been moving around the whole stream, it's just a calm, steady, slow slither. Not like a colubrid. When you get colubrids, they're all over the place. So they're a lot more to keep up with. And I don't really find that enjoyable. Some people actually enjoy that. That's one critique on a ball python for some people, is they think they're boring because they're so slow. I'm the opposite. I don't want to keep up with something that's running 100 miles an hour in every direction. I just wanted to sit here and be chill like Noodle. So that's one thing I like about them. Kind of the same way with my Burmese python Tiny. Even though she's going to get a lot bigger and she's not a ball python, she's still got that python in her, and she's just real slow. Yeah, that must have been it, Silver Creek. But yeah, I'm telling you, as long as you're not scared of snakes, I think you're missing out if you don't have at least one pet ball python. They're super cool. They're probably my favorite thing to keep. If I was gonna, that's a hard one. If I had to pick between, let's say I could only have, it would come down to my 210-gallon fish tank, my Tegu, and Noodle here, my ball python. Those are my 3. And if I could only pick one, oh man, that's a hard decision. But yeah. See, the thing is, I like the fish tank because I look at it every day, to where his Noodle is put up a lot of the times. But the relationship with Noodle is, you know, obviously a lot more than a fish tank. So that's a hard decision. I don't want to pick, but I would almost say probably Noodle if I could only pick one of the three. But those are probably definitely my three favorite things: is Noodle, my Tegu, and my 210-gallon fish tank. Crypt Keeper says, "You've convinced me, Kane. I definitely want one." Well, that's awesome. Well, hey, stick around, buddy, because my live streams aren't that popping, so you know, you might be the winner. I mean, it's going to be a minute before I hit 500 subs, but you know, somebody's got to win that snake, and if not, I'll have some snakes available regardless. Like Dave said, don't count my snakes before they hatch, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have some available. And even if you don't get one off me, just to have one, man, they're awesome. Like I said, this my little dude right here. He's just cool. All right, guys. My wife says Noodle. She says if I had to pick one, to pick Noodle. Even that's a good testament to the snakes. Even my wife loves Noodle. She loves a snake. And she hated snakes when we got together and was terrified of snakes and told me I would never bring a snake in this house. And now we have snakes and tarantulas and rats, which is a whole nother story. But even she loves Noodle. If Noodle was to die or something had happened to him, even my wife would cry for days. So to go from not liking snakes at all to loving him as a part of the family, that says a lot about how good of pets they are. But anyway, oh, this one. I'm gonna hit this one real quick because this is true for me too. Crypt Keeper says, I've been getting a lot of subs from YouTube Shorts. I have too, buddy. Honestly, I'm not as much of a fan as the Shorts as I am the main videos, because I feel like that old man syndrome, like everybody else, you know, we're losing all the good stuff and all these kids are going to get bored of everything that's fun for everything that's short and easy. But one thing I can say is Shorts are easy to make, and I've definitely seen a good return on sub count. Now, one thing that I think is messed up about the Shorts is that they don't count towards your watch hours. If you look in your analytic apps, it does keep up with how many watch hours you have on a short, which for my one with my wife with the puppy is like 50 hours, which I would love for that to go towards my watch time. But they're doing a separate thing for that, which I think is crazy. I think because you could fit so many more ads in for Shorts, I don't see why it wouldn't just apply to your regular watch hours. But nonetheless, it doesn't. So that is a downside to them. You're putting time into something that doesn't bring watch time to your channel, unless you're going to hit millions of views, which is what it requires to get paid by them. But I've definitely gotten some subscribers just from that one video of hers with the puppy. I've gotten 19 subscribers, and I've gotten subscribers from, I would say 60 to 70% of my Shorts. So they are definitely good for that. Silver Creek says Shorts have helped me out too. Oh, what's going on, Mike's Aquatics and Things? We're just now winding down. We was actually about to end the stream, and then I was talking about one last comment before we did. So thanks for dropping in, buddy. Thanks for joining the stream. But anyway, we are definitely past time. This is the longest one yet, but and I appreciate everybody that joined the stream. As far as I know, we'll be doing this every Sunday until we pick up. So look for me next Sunday at 8 o'clock. And as always, remember, your hobby can bring you joy, but only Jesus can bring you peace. I hope to see you guys on the next one.